Did you know that composting organic waste at home can reduce more emissions than not using a car? Hi, my name is Zoe, and this is my colleague Felipe.
As part of the Recycle Organics program, we aim to promote sustainable organic waste management practices. We work to accelerate the implementation of projects to reduce methane emissions from the waste sector in the Global South and in developing countries around the world.
In this video, you will learn how to turn organic waste into valuable compost for your garden using a home composting bin. We are committed to helping reduce your carbon footprint, improve your soil's health, and contribute to a cleaner country and planet. Composting is the decomposition of organic materials by microorganisms, transforming them into nutrient-rich organic soil. Food scraps and yard trimmings can be transformed into something much more valuable that can nourish your gardens, sequester carbon, and promote circularity. Compost is a nutrient-rich natural resource that feeds our plants and improves the soil composition. This cycle starts with the simple action of separating our organic waste at the source, allowing nature to work its magic. This compost improves soil structure, increases soil water retention, and promotes healthy soils and plant growth. Additionally, composting reduces the amount of waste that ends up in landfills and dump sites, thereby reducing greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere, especially from methane, a greenhouse gas that is 81 times more potent than carbon dioxide in the short term.
To start, it is important to choose an appropriate location for your composter. It should be in direct contact with the soil in a flat area protected from excessive rain and direct sunlight. This will help the composter to function more effectively. The next step is to separate organic waste. In the kitchen, you can use a covered container to store fruit and vegetable scraps. In the garden, save dry leaves and sticks to use in your composter. You can also use paper and cardboard as carbon-rich or brown material. The process will be quicker if you chop the waste you add into smaller pieces. Remember that the waste should be a mix of green and brown materials, ideally in a 1:2 volume ratio.
It's very important to know what materials should not go into the composter. Do not add plastics, glass, aluminum, meat scraps, dairy products, cooked leftovers, or animal waste. These materials not only interfere with the composting process, but can also attract pests and create bad odors. The first time you add organic waste to the composter, start with a layer of brown waste at the base of the composter, such as dry leaves, paper, sawdust, or cardboard, to facilitate drainage and aeration of the pile. Then, add a layer of green waste, like fruit and vegetable scraps, mix it with the brown waste, and cover the mix with more brown waste. When you want to add more organic waste to the composter, start by making a hole in the top layer of brown waste to place the new kitchen scraps. Then, mix the waste in the open space. Finally, cover everything with a new layer of brown waste, such as dry leaves. Ensure that the compost doesn't fill up to the top, and remember that the balance between these materials is key to promote proper decomposition.
Aeration is crucial. Use the aerator or a pitchfork to turn the compost at least twice a week. This ensures there's enough oxygen for the microorganisms to do their job. A good sign that aeration is happening properly is if the compost is warm. Sometimes you might even see steam when turning it, which is perfectly fine.
If you live in a place with tropical weather, compost will be ready in 2 months. But if you live in a colder location, compost may take up to 6 months to be ready to harvest. In both cases, the compost will be similar to soil, but with a darker tone. Normally, you can remove it from the bottom door of the composter, since this is the organic waste that has been decomposing for a longer period. Be sure to keep all the material that still needs to further decompose in the composter. Once harvested, you can sift the compost and return larger pieces to the composter for further decomposition. If you let the harvested compost mature for a few weeks, you can obtain a higher quality product.
During the composting process, some common problems may arise. If you noticed a bad smell, it's likely that there's too much moisture in the composter or not enough oxygen for the microorganisms to act. To solve this, turn the compost and add more brown waste. If mosquitoes or flies appear, make sure to cover the fresh waste with a layer of dry brown waste and keep the compost well aerated. If worms appear, do not worry, they help in the decomposition process. And if there are rats or other vermin common in your area, try to avoid including leftover prepared food in the composter to not attract them. It is normal to observe a wide range of insects, so no worries if you see them.
If you compost, you will prevent organic waste from going to landfills. Plus, your garden will thank you with healthier, more productive plants.
We recycle organics. Do you?